wanted to start off and congratulate you on a wonderful second season.
Thank you.
I'm fairly new to Big Shot. I only started it a few months ago, ahead of the
Hmm.
second season, and I I think it's a great show. And I was hooked. I think I binge watched it in about a day.
Sorry.
I, I, I finished an episode and I was straight on to the next one, so it was really good. And the same with season two. I thought it stepped up a level as well,
Hmm. Hmm.
in terms of storytelling and just developing these wonderful characters. So
Thank
the
you.
first thing I wanted to ask you is what's your favorite thing about the show and
Oh,
playing
yeah.
Holly?
Well, I love sports. And when you say that, I guess the first thing I think of is basketball, and the second thing I think of is my wardrobe. Because anytime I'm just wearing a tracksuit, I'm so comfortable. Sometimes my work clothes are more comfortable than the clothes I wear to work. So I love wearing my I've worn every tracksuit there is, and I feel very lucky. So I just love the idea of celebrating sports and athleticism and just just all the positive things that can come from it, none of which have to be that you have to be good at sports or the best at sports, but rather participation.
Definitely. Obviously, you work alongside John Stamos. What was that like? How fun is it getting to work with John?
It's amazing. It's kind of exactly what you hope it is. You know, he's really very passionate about the show, deeply committed. He works incredibly hard. He's just one of those actors who is so happy to be at work, which is such a wonderful quality to have. And you'd be surprised how many actors aren't that way. And it's so unfortunate because we're so incredibly lucky to do what we do. What a ridiculous job, you know. We just walk around in other people's clothes pretending. And so he's just delightful, and he's been really, I think, a lot of the reason he and Yvette Nicole Brown, I have to say, the sort of the positivity and the support that they bring to the set and the support that they show the girls who, for many of whom it was really their first job. I think hopefully I feel like that's what's translating is people are feeling that love that is really genuine that we get to experience every day.
Is there anything from your personal life that you've sort of injected into the character of Holly, um, in any way?
You know, that's such an interesting question because I actually think this character is the closest thing I've ever played to myself. I find her very relatable, especially the way she deals with John. I think that's kind of how John and I operate a little bit offset too, is sort of like a kind of banter and a kind of dance, you know, that they have. And I guess in a lot of ways, she's aspirational to me in the sense of how patient she is with the girls, how devoted she is to education and to kind of that school, that's her world and that's her place of meaning. I personally really like the detail that she doesn't have children and that she's this really incredibly well-rounded, enthusiastic, curious woman who isn't defined by motherhood. I've never really gotten to play a person like that. Um, so I don't know. She's better than I am, but she has some of my qualities.
Now, I couldn't speak to you and not mention that I used to be like the biggest Glee fan in the
Oh,
world.
great.
Um, and obviously, both yourself and John were on the show.
Yeah.
If the possibility ever came to be, would you say yes or no to a musical Big Shot episode?
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea. I mean, John has the chops. I don't have the chops, but I can fake it. And yeah, why not?
I'm
I'm up
sure
for
they could do
anything.
some
Yeah.
tricks.
Yeah, there's auto tune, right?
What was it like working on set? Did you ever get to play basketball yourself in between takes or?
Well, if you saw the final scene, I did get to take a free throw. But yeah, the to be honest, when people play basketball between takes, it's really annoying because we're in this big gym all together, and the bouncing of the balls is like everyone's saying like, okay, enough, put the balls away, we cannot handle it. But yeah, I mean, like I said, once I'm in that tracksuit, I'm pretty much doing my lunges and, you know, it's a very light, fun, positive environment to be a part of that show. Yeah.
Big Shot is obviously a Disney Plus original. Is there any other Disney Plus originals you like watching? Perhaps one that you'd love to join the cast of, if there's any.
Uh,
Have you ever thought about it?
yes, of
Or
course. Yes, I'd like to be a part of anything Marvel related. Thank you. Um, but yeah, I have to admit, I'm trying to think of the name of the one with the where it's the sitcom and they go through the different eras.
oh, WandaVision.
WandaVision, yes. I got really into that. I really enjoyed that. I thought it was really imaginative and clever. I like that a lot. But Disney's doing amazing things. And what's so beautiful is how people are responding. You know, there's a lot of positivity in Disney content and a lot of hope. And I'm sort of proud to be a part of something like that in this current climate.
Definitely. Back to Big Shot. What was your favourite scene or episode to shoot this season?
Oh, that's a great question. You know, there's a scene that John and I do when we've kissed, and then sorry, spoiler alert. And then the next morning we see each other, and we're very awkward, and we it's sort of we miss each other, and it kind of devolves into an argument. And that was a really fun scene to do. It just was really playful. It kind of felt like theater, and I felt really lucky that day. I remember thinking, gosh, I've got a great job. But I'm not, I mean, I'm one of the unique people who actually really likes shooting the basketball as well. I think it's really fun. There's not a lot of acting involved because you just have to react to what you're seeing. The girls do the harder part of that because they have to keep running up and down the court. But I just keep yelling encouraging things, and I think it's a really fun day.
Obviously, you mentioned the girls. How fun is it getting to work with these young actresses, and like what's it like on set between yourself and them?
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. A lot of them, this was their first job, and so we've watched them evolve and get more confident and more comfortable with the work over time, and that's been really rewarding. And you know, we went through COVID together, and I think whoever you were with during COVID, you really have a bond. And so we're very tight as a cast. And then this year we got the boys, and that's been really special, and they've all come in with such a great attitude. You know, they always say in my world, the fish stinks from the head. So like if your number one isn't happy, nobody's happy. But if your number one's happy, everybody's happy. And John just sets that tone, and everybody rises to it. So it's been a very positive experience, and the girls have been just really, really wonderful. We're so lucky to have them.
I think it shows. One of my biggest praises of season two, especially, was just everyone is so. It's so clear that everyone gets on with each other and has so much fun.
So nice.
So that is it's a credit to you all as actors.
Don't tell people we're not acting as much as we should be.
Now, I know nothing's been said, but should you get a third season, is there anything you want to see explored? Perhaps new environments, new people? Is there any actors you'd love to get involved with the show?
Oh gosh. Yeah, you know, we almost had a retired basketball player come on this year, and I thought that would have been really fun to bring on some actual athletes. I'd like to keep exploring this sort of this inequity between the focus on men's and women's sports. I think that's could benefit from more exploration, more investigation, and just I think the presence of the boys actually made it easier to explore that, obviously,
Yeah.
because it brought in that degree of conflict. And so I think there's a lot more to do there, and I'd love to keep coaching the boys and see where that goes. But obviously these decisions aren't mine, so I'll just do what they tell me.
I think that's all the questions I have.
Okay.
Thank you so much,
Of course.
and well done again on season two.
Thank
Fingers
you.
are crossed for a third season. Um, But yeah, thank you again.